Hey guys, it's your own boy, the one and only Great Dane, back with a new season of Squad Busters. Again, I'm still a bit behind on this upload, so I'm slowly making progress, so I'm not quite sure what season number this is. And they actually, again, with the Squad Busters 2.0 update, I have a feeling this isn't going to be called the June Pass, and if it is, I'll be kind of sad, because, again, it's just not very inspiring. Again, I think some YouTubers have actually kind of leaked what's in the pass already, as well as what the name might be, but anyway, we're about to see it here. So jump past season over, claim all rewards. So I'm pretty sure I already had all the rewards from the last pass anyway. There's something, are you kidding me? I think this is, oh my god, I think this is the same banner they had on the top back when the Dragon Chicken, the very first season of Squad Busters. Not only did they name it the June Gem Pass, they're reusing old assets? Are you kidding me? Again, I know they have a small team, but I really hope they're working on adding some new stuff, because again, one thing I'll say here is, while the main point of this video is to go over the Gem Pass, or Super Pass too, there really just isn't that much to cover. Again, I'm kind of going by fast here, but I'll go through the main points with you quickly, because there has been a significant change to the pass. So first of all, let me get the pass. Again, just because I already have the ability to do so. So the first thing I want to address is the fact that, again, free-to-play players, if the game wasn't already wacky enough, if you liked Squad Busters 1.0 more than 2.0 and you're a free-to-play player, and you've still been playing the game, I honestly don't think you're going to be too happy about this Squad Busters June Gem Pass, because, again, while there hasn't been an update to the game, they did do a update for balance changes on spells at the very least, and I think a little bit on the heroes, tweaking them just a little bit, but again, you'll notice a very substantial difference here between 500 hero points and 2,500. That is a fifth of what you'd be getting. And again, I'm taking this from, I believe it was Sir Class who did a video on it. Hopefully I'm remembering correctly. If you add up all the hero points on this, it's like 27,000 hero points or something, which is definitely a very significant chunk. I think at least enough to max out one hero. But again, the main issue is if you guys aren't buying the Super Pass, then you're only getting about 4,500, I'm pretty sure, out of the 27,000. So you guys are going to be set back quite a bit if you're not spending the, again, I believe it's $10 for the Super Pass here. Again, I'd hate to say it's not substantial, but it obviously is, at least in terms of progression. You guys will be progressing significantly slower if you're not getting the pass. And again, as much as I'd like to rebel against it, I already bought the Super Passes before I even knew they were going to turn this into Squad Busters 2.0 and all that. And again, I still plan on playing the game and, you know, all that stuff, but again, they make changes that make you question things sometimes, and again, I hope I'm pointing out the obvious point that other YouTubers don't seem to be pointing out, is the fact that, again, you should expect to make more progress when you buy the Super Pass, but that is, again, you're getting like a fourth at most of what the Super Pass players are getting if you're free to play, so it's a very substantial difference. Again, especially since the heroes are essentially the big differentiator in battles now in the game, and whether or not you're going to win. Again, obviously there's still skill there, and depending on how you use your spells and all that, some spells work better than others for different things. I found that for a lot of the heroes, I have different strategies I like to go with. Again, on the last Super Pass / Gem Pass video that I did when they just released Squad Busters 2.0, I didn't really have a lot to say. I ended the video kind of quick, honestly, because I wanted more time to play with it, so I figure I'll talk a bit more about it here. It's something very quick I want to address, and again, we're gonna see it firsthand here. Holy cow, why do I have 3,167 star points, or star tokens? Anyway, we need to keep track of that number, 3,167. I want you guys to notice that I have 0 out of 6 Super Jessies. So I'm going to go into the pass, because I have all the characters maxed out, I'm going to claim a Super Jesse. Yeah, let me just get a quick look at the number. I'll make sure I don't mess it up. 3,167. So I'm claiming a Jesse because it's one of the ones I have the least of. Okay, they actually made it clear now. It wasn't clear before. I guess they must have. I did send in a bug report, but it wasn't clear before, so you could see it there. So, again, obviously I don't want to claim them, but I wanted to make it clear for you guys what happens if you claim the super characters and you're already maxed out. That would explain things, because, again, I've been talking to someone who is free to play, and I noticed, wow, I somehow have more star tokens than them despite not playing nearly as much as they do. And I had to figure out why, so again, that makes it incredibly clear, and I'll be sure to let them know why that is. Again, just another, I'll say, unfair thing, I guess, to the free-to-play players in terms of progress. But then again, we have no idea when they're going to be adding a new character. I also want to see. Okay, so that is also unfortunate. And I might just end up claiming them all anyway. But the other thing is, you'll notice is that you only got your super evolutions on the super pass on the bottom track. A lot of them have been replaced with hero points, which again I don't really mind because it makes so much more progress, and it's honestly a lot more significant than the characters now anyway, or I'll say squaddies. I don't remember there being one at the very end on the top. I think there has been, but again, I'm just used to them being on the bottom. So it looks like there's only 3 now, but again, that's still technically 300 star tokens if you guys are maxed out. And obviously you're getting even more star tokens along the track as well. Yeah, obviously you guys can just quickly do the math and all that to figure out exactly how much value you're getting. And again, I'd watch Sir Claz's video. I think at the very end of the video he does a quick breakdown of exactly what's in the pass if you guys are really, again, looking to determine buying it for the value or not. But that's another thing I can say is, again, where are the exclusive items? You're essentially just buying progression at this point. There's no statues, there's no skins. Again, there hasn't been new skins for a while. Again, maybe they'll prove me wrong here. No, nothing yet, so again, I have 21,225 style tickets, which again is insane to think about when you consider that, again, in previous videos, at one point I was in negative style tickets, and now I have over 20,000. It's just absurd. But again, I'm just interested to know if you guys are actually interested in getting the Super Pass again. Is it worth it? Right now, it is 100% worth it if you enjoy the game and you want to make more progression with your heroes, because again, you're getting like 4 times the progression or something in terms of hero points. It's again, it's pretty absurd actually. So again, it's hard for me to say whether it's fair again in terms against the free-to-play players, but I don't know that it ever was supposed to be. But again, at least you can still make that progress. It's just going to be significantly slower if you're not getting the pass. So again, when it comes to deciding, again, for something like Brawl Stars, I usually have to sit there and think a little bit, because the difference isn't so clear between the two passes necessarily. Plus, again, something like Brawl Stars has a Brawl Pass and Brawl Pass Plus, but again, the differences are very clear. Here, I think it's almost ridiculously in your face that you're getting way more progression through the Super Pass. In terms of the actual season itself, again, I hate that it's called the June Gem Pass. Again, at the very least, I can look forward to the fact that by the time they get around back to, I believe it's, I want to say either November or December, they've already named the Gem Pass that, so unless they're going to call it November 2 or something, or just keep recycling the same names, they should eventually have to come up with some new ones. But again, as you guys can see, we still have Terrace Mystery Challenge. We just got through a Pinata event to celebrate, again, I believe it would be Squad Buster's birthday. Again, you just essentially got a bunch of pinatas. You could get Mortis for free as a hero, which I obviously did. Again, I put through a post on that. I actually was lucky enough to get him on the first day, but at the time I'd already spent all my hero points, so it didn't really matter. But again, I'm going to be getting a lot of hero points now, so I guess I'll catch up. Something else I want to put through, again, there's some glitches in the game. At one point I was playing the Royal King, and he has the ability to throw these royal deliveries. Again, at one point I was using a bunch of characters that collect coins because it just works with his kit. And for some reason I maxed out, again, with my current upgrade, he's able to do 3 royal deliveries at once, but I only have him at 2, because again, I don't have that many hero points. And for some reason I collected a bunch of coins at once, it maxed at 2, I started throwing them, it just let me keep throwing them without the number going down 3 times. So I was able to throw 5 of them, which should never happen. Again, I have no idea how that happened, so there's still some bugs in the game. At least that's one that comes to mind. Just, I think it literally happened yesterday, it's crazy. But there's also, and this was only really evident, let me see if it's, so they still have duo gem hunts, and I think it would, I don't actually know how it would affect Showdown again, because I'm pretty sure there's less than 10 players in Showdown, right? 5 players? But if you're playing a modes, because the actual quest itself, it says use a hero and make top 5 3 times, and again it tells you which hero. For me it always seems to be Royal King again for some reason, I don't know why. But if I try to do that again, like say for the Mortis event or birthday event, whatever you want to call it, Squadiversary, when I'm playing through the Pinata mode, the special duos mode they had in there, and I even make first place, it still doesn't count towards progression in the quest. So that's kind of frustrating. Again, I'm hoping they'll fix that or change it in some way. Maybe add more specifics, like make top 5 in solo showdown, make top 2 in duos, or you know, something like that. Again, I have no idea how that would equate to showdown. I still haven't played a single match of showdown, by the way. So again, I'm hoping they'll fix that. Another thing is, if you ever, I'll just say this as again, hopefully the free to play players out there, if you're looking to make more progression and you're not buying the pass, every time you get a quest that's worth 60 hero points, you can, again, you get at least 1 free daily reroll if you don't want to spend coins, or you can reroll to either a 75 or 90 point hero quest potentially. Again, unfortunately, there is always the chance that you reroll from a 60 into another 60. And then it's up to you if you want to spend coins or whatnot to get that to a higher point value. So again, while you can't use coins to directly buy hero points, you can indirectly. It's essentially like gambling, right? You spend coins and hopefully you'll get a higher hero point value quest. Again, I'm not doing that, but again, I do have a lot of coins. I will acknowledge that is something you can try to do to get more hero points a little bit quicker. Again, I'd rather save my coins for new heroes or other exclusive offers. Again, it is nice that the hero points themselves just buy the upgrades, so again, I don't even need to worry about wasting coins on anything else, right? I'm just essentially going to save them up here, and if I get close to 5 million, that's when I'll start just spamming the rerolls until I get infinite 90s. But again, I have a feeling they're going to start adding more stuff to the game pretty soon, so again, it was hard for me to talk about the game on the Squadbusters 2.0 update now that I've had a little more experience in the game. I can't say I enjoy it. Mortis is definitely my favorite hero here for the mobility and the fact that he can use his spell, I'll say his bats, so frequently, because with Leon it just makes him a lot faster all the time, which is why I pretty much always have Leon as a squaddy with Mortis. So again, the game feels a bit slower now, and they have updated, you know, they keep making small tweaks to try and make it better, but it's always going to feel different than the 1.0 again. It's essentially just an entirely different game now, essentially, because, you know, it was Squad Busters, now it should honestly just be called Hero Busters, because, again, if you guys didn't know, and I won't be showing any matches here, but if you play for yourselves, again, I'll have the link in the description. If you watch someone else play, you'll probably be surprised, because if the hero in your squad gets busted, your entire squad just immediately goes down. It's like when you defeat a commander in battle or something, right? The entire army just fails. So again, it should just be called Hero Busters now. It's a different game, guys. If you bust the enemies' heroes, they're busted. They're done for. Again, obviously, if you're playing something like Duo Showdown, you can get those respawns though. So again, the game's not necessarily over depending on what mode you're playing, but it's something you definitely need to be weary of. And again, from what I've heard, the most overpowered hero to max out is Royale King. I think it just has something to do with the fact that he always spawns guards around him when he opens chests. Again, to me, he seems like the most underwhelming character, but apparently he's just really overpowered, which is, again, surprising to me. So, and keep that in mind when you're using your hero points and which character you try to max out. Again, I'm trying to upgrade all my characters at an equal level because, again, with the quests, this is an interesting point that someone, again, that person who is free to play that I talked to brought up to me, is that they're choosing not to buy one of the heroes, which I found a bit strange, but it makes perfect sense when you consider that if you don't have that hero, you can't get quests for that hero, therefore you don't need to waste hero points to upgrade them, right? So again, he has at least 3 of the 4 characters. I want to say it's Royal. No, not Royal. He doesn't have the Barbarian King, which, again, that's like the most basic character in the game anyway. I don't think he's missed out on a lot by not having that character. So again, that's just another, I'll say, strategy if you're free to play to keep in mind to help you make a little more progression. Because again, it's going to be a lot harder for you guys to max out even one hero, where again I'll be sitting pretty here at 27,000 hero points. Again, it's just a little bit absurd to me, but I am glad that the super pass super characters actually, again, I figured that out. So I did message support to try and figure that out. Again, they just told me, I'm sorry, we can't help you because you bought your pass through the Supercell store. Again, I have no idea why they couldn't help me at all with that. Again, I guess I need to message Supercell store or something, but obviously I just got the characters in terms of tokens now that I know that. So again, if you guys are maxed out, just be aware that's what's going to happen. Again, I don't think it actually matters which character you pick. You're probably going to get 100 star tokens regardless, but just in case, I would always make sure to choose an epic character, just because, yeah, I don't know, they're high rarity. If you have a look in the treasure room, I'll just try to show you guys. As far as basement 3 right now, and I don't think it really means too much. I think the basement number just keeps going up. I'm not 100% sure. I think you get to 10 and then it might change to something else, but again, it takes so incredibly long to get there. Who even knows? And I still do play Squad League a lot, and I'm surprised, and it's probably just because I'm guessing the Squad League reset happened, that I'm actually on the local leaderboard at 826th place. It probably won't be there for long. We'll have to see again. If my strategy is really good, even though I only play about 6 wins per day, because that's how much you need to get the presents. Oh, there it was. I'm definitely not going to be on the global. There's no way. But that reminds me of something else I'd like to point out, again, in terms of, again, what's going to be happening to this game in the future is, where is Colt's Bounty? Is that ever coming back? Are they going to add other time-limited characters, quest things like that? Again, what are the new events coming? I hear they're going to add a new hero that's a speedster, because we don't have one yet. Again, if you guys also aren't aware, I don't think I pointed this out before, they have different classes in the game now, where different heroes boost different classes of characters. We have hot shots, which essentially are ranged damage dealing characters. We have summoners, which obviously summon other things into the match. Like, again, the witch does skeletons, the tank summons a tank. Should be pretty obvious. Suppliers supply you with either resources or characters. We have our healers. And I believe the last one is fighters, which again are still, well, actually no, there's one more. there's the speedsters. So technically, if we're looking for a hero for every type of class, and Mortis is essentially it actually says right next to him, so we already have hotshots, fighters, summoners, and suppliers. We still need a speedster hero, and we still need a healer hero. I don't know if anyone's even going to want to play a healer hero unless they're really broken, because that sounds incredibly underwhelming. I think a lot of people are going to want to play a speedster again. You would assume it would be like Chicken, but we already have Chicken as a character in the game, so unless they choose to change that. From what I've heard, there's quite likely a Sega crossover where the next speedster hero is going to be Sonic. Again, I can't confirm or deny that exactly, but I certainly wouldn't be displeased to have Sonic as the hero in Squad Busters for all the speedsters. Again, I'm sure his kit would probably be pretty fun too if his ability is just rolling around really fast or something. Because again, it wouldn't be that complicated to do, I don't think, either. But yeah, again, I think that's pretty much everything. The last thing I'd like to say, again, something I've been talking to the free-to-play player about, is again how the quests, well, I guess the quests are actually fine. I think they usually reset at an exact time. Again, how the Pinata Bank and how the daily presents kind of come in. So again, my main issue is it cycles every 23 hours, and again, if for some reason on that day you can't play for like 3 hours, and then you finally play, and then the next day you come and you try to go back to your usual time of playing, you have to wait 2 hours. So again, usually what ends up happening is you either can't get your 6 daily wins for your 3 presents because you're not able to play at that time the next day, or you just end up not playing at all so that it resets back to the time you're used to, and then you end up missing a day of Pinata and presents. So again, I don't see why they don't just have it reset at a regular time, like I believe in Brawl Stars it's just 4 AM or something. If they just set it to an exact time, at least you'll always be able to play the game whenever it's convenient for you. Again, I think just having a 23-hour timer is ridiculous. Again, I talked to the free-to-play player, he doesn't like it either. I'm not sure anyone would like it. I see what they're going for, and again, reasonably you can keep pushing the time back by an hour every time, but having to do that is incredibly frustrating, and it makes you feel like you have to play at that exact time, and it's just annoying, honestly. So I'm hoping they'll change that. Again, I should also say they haven't really added any new statues or decorums either since before. So again, they haven't been adding them so much so that I actually ended up buying all of the regular decos, and again, all I have left are the epic statues. I bought literally everything else. So again, it's still going to take me quite a while to get one of these, but yeah, again, at least if they don't add anything for a while, there's still something to get there. Again, I don't think they're ever going to revert back to the point where you could use these as, again, they used to give you buffs or something in a very old version of Squad Busters. I don't think they're ever going to do that. I think they're purely for cosmetics. So if you have 5,000 hammers, I would just spend them, again, because otherwise you just can't keep collecting more, and then again, and I'll say in terms of statue progress, you'll be behind technically, but and maybe if it's just cosmetic, you guys don't care that much. Especially, again, that reminds me of one other thing. We still don't have clubs or anything in this game. We still can't see other people's again, what do they call it here? The village, the town, main area. I'm not really sure you'd call it again. The palace, squad palace. Anyway, the point is no one can see how you're decorating your area, and that's just a bit unfortunate. Like, again, I've got the only 4 exclusive gold statues from when they actually used to have exclusive items in the passes. Again, I wonder if they'll ever do that again. I don't know. If not, these will be pretty exclusive, I guess, and I'd like to show that off, right? Obviously, you guys can see it because I record videos on it, but if I didn't, how would anyone else know? Who would care, right? And again, I wouldn't mind seeing other players, I guess they call it the plaza, right? I wouldn't mind seeing other players squad plazas as well. You know, you can make it look pretty cool. And obviously, one of the biggest things is, you know, this weird POV change where you can essentially just like go inside Shelly's head for some reason, because, you know, people wanted to do that, I guess. I don't know. Some people are actually asking that they revert the POV back to top down. Again, it is a little strange, and I think it makes it a little more inconvenient to, again, if you guys remember from Squad Busters 1.0, every time you log in, or maybe not every time, it might be on a timer. I've never actually checked or tried to verify when exactly it happens. I just noticed it usually happens after I log in after a while. The characters tend to have this gold glow around them, and you click them and you get 10 coins. From this POV, I find it's harder to do because you keep accidentally clicking on the statues, and that can be kind of frustrating. But again, other than those things, I would say I've been enjoying Squad Busters 2.0 for the most part, and I look forward to the changes they continue to make. Again, obviously I'm going to keep playing the game. I know some people did drop out because, again, it is significantly different now. I'll say the Archer Queen hero is probably the most skill determined character. Again, Barbarian King is you just dash in and you get raged up and all that and fight. Mortis, you just keep spamming his spells. And then again, Royal King is just kind of overpowered in general, I guess. But yeah, again, other than that, I want to know, again, are you guys going to buy this new Super Pass? Which of these heroes is your favorite so far? Again, mine is definitely Mortis. I just love having that extra mobility. And again, I think it's fun that he can it's usually a pretty bad idea to do it, but you can, if you hold down the turbo boots button long enough, he'll do a little spin attack that can stun. It helps you in guaranteeing a kill. But what I will say is, again, Mortis in Squad Busters operates a lot like Mortis in Brawl Stars, which again I think is kind of cool. But he's essentially still an assassin, right? Because his kit isn't that powerful. He essentially needs to send forward his summons, which again he can do with all the other squaddies as well. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. Someone like Jesse's turret, he can't make the turret fly forward with his spell. But he relies a lot on the summons to take out his enemies, and usually from a distance, because otherwise he's not necessarily the strongest of the heroes. But again, that's why it's nice that he has the mobility there, so, or at least he does if you use Leon, which again I highly suggest. But again, let me know what your favorite heroes, what your two main starters for that hero is. Again, if I show you, you'll notice I have roughs on pretty much every single hero, because he just gives you free megas at the start of them, or I believe they're called megas anyway, when you fuse your characters, which again, the way that characters fuse has also changed a little bit. Again, there's just been a lot of changes. I don't have time to go through literally everything. And again, I also want to know what spells you guys are choosing to use. Obviously, the fireball has been nerfed. I think that's the most substantial one. I think they increased the amount of damage it does, at least in terms of the after effect fire damage, but they slowed it down significantly, so you can at least try to dodge it. Again, it is still pretty hard to dodge what a large area it has. So let me again know what your favorite squaddies to use are, what abilities you think go best with which heroes, and then which spells you're using. And then again, also try and let me know how many star tokens you have, if you're maxed out or not, if you're free to play. Again, I'm just interested to hear the different perspectives on the game right now, because again, just so much has changed. But I am still having fun with the game for the most part. Again, I guess then the last thing I'll say is, you'll also probably notice I have my multipliers grayed out. I don't plan on using any until they add a new character, because again, otherwise I'm just accumulating a lot of star tokens, which again, the star chests aren't as good as they used to be. Again, now you get like, and that's something else I guess I should address, now you get like 2 classics. It's actually harder to get a super pull out of it, but that's only because they made it easier to max out characters in general, because you'll notice instead of 10 supers, you only need 6, and if I can find a 5-star here, again, it goes down very significantly with each step. Now you only need 3 ultras to get to the ultimate. So again, just a lot of different changes in the game. But again, yeah, let me know what you think about all this. Let me know if you've bought all the statues in the game yet somehow. But other than that, let's see how far I can take this, guys.